Christmas is done. I'm very, very happy and excited. You've heard of Medusa, right? She's got snakes in her hair. If you look at her, you die instantly. Kind of like looking back at Sodom and Gomorrah while they're awash with flame. Awash with flame, huh? I wonder if that works. It works. So if you look at Medusa and you don't die instantly, then she's your bitch. Or at the very least, she simply becomes another playmate rather than someone wielding control. Same thing with the mind virus. If you can look upon it and you don't perish or you don't go insane, then it's now simply like a tool in your toolbox. And it's important. You have to learn by what means were the populace subdued into robotic automation. If you don't understand how that happened, then you're going to be walking around very confused. Not necessarily confused, but you're just going to walk around surviving by the implant programming. There's a lot more outside of that. Like, there's more outside of like getting up and going to the store, getting up and going to work. Even if you intersperse that with getting up and going to the mountains and having a trail walk, to get out of the first layer, it's very difficult, very traumatic. And the first layer is also the last layer. It's not like there's a gradient of numbered levels that you have to free yourself from. It's all the same thing, but you will perceive yourself to be in a different state of the thing won't, when I say the thing, I mean the realm. It won't be so intrusive on you as you meander through the minefield. Mind, same thing. The mind is how the populace is controlled. It's how you are controlled. Even if you remove negative connotations from the concept of mind control. It's still how you get yourself moving around. It's how you get your body moving around. It's how you do anything, really. Emotions, people say, well, they're very important. And they're powerful, and they connect you with different memories, etc. They can cleanse. This is all true. And isn't one or the other that's better. But they're both necessary. Like, you need the emotion to attach significance to an event. Otherwise, it's just all mind. And mind is silent, right? But if you have an emotion like, oh man, I really love my friend, I would like to go visit, and you don't have mind, then you won't be able to remember where they are. How do you? Because that's how you remember, is through your mind. The emotion might trigger a picture, might trigger some mental things, but it won't necessarily trigger that person's address if your mental has been highly comprised. For some reason this video is labeled pop. I don't know why. I haven't labeled the video yet, but I know that's what it's called. I was thinking myself, I was like, it could be argued that some external something or other is controlling Gary, i.e. the randomness of video titles or any number of possibilities. It's not. I just have a unique way of outputting to the world. And if it was, I wouldn't care. I would care. I don't like people. I don't like agendas coming at me. And I'm not talking about the big agendas. I'm talking about, like, I don't like people's agendas coming at me. I don't like anybody. I don't like anything telling me what to do in any way, shape, or form. So I guess I'm even mentioning it in the first place because I'm reaffirming to myself that that I pick. Yes, information comes to me in a interesting fashion sometimes, but I still am the final arbiter for whether that happens. It has to go through a very complex dance in order for it to be finally picked. It's like an encryption method for the mind. Encrypting your mind is very important. The mind is just the computer that runs your body, right? The mind is the computer that runs the body. So if there's something inside, like you can't, the bad guys, you can take concepts, like you can steal concepts, but it's just like, it's almost useless unless you're an engineer, like you're a thought engineer. It doesn't make any sense. It's like the vast majority of code that's available on the internet, if it was stolen by almost anybody on the planet, it would have no use whatsoever. They wouldn't know what to do with it. So the things that are the looshing happens from emotional stealing, right? Because that's just like drinking a glass of beer. Like, you don't need, anybody can drink a glass of beer and feel good, or drinking a soda, or having an ice cream cone. Like, it's very simple. If there's the interdimensional equivalent of an ice cream cone, and if you're gonna steal something, you would steal a whole bunch of those, because you can sell it easily. You can sell loosh really fucking easily. You can sell highly technical, complex mental algorithms to just anybody. And if you are selling it, then you're a player, you're a major player, and everybody knows about you, and all of your movements are watched, and yada yada yada. But still, the mind holds all the keys to where these stores of emotion are located in the body. Your body is just a big old mapped system of fluids, right? And bones, and you can say it's similar to the earth. You got your rock structures, your bones. You got your rivers and your lakes and your tributaries, your veins, your whole vein system, Got your forestry, you got everything's there in some capacity. It's all similar. It's not exact It's not exact, but it's a similar concept. It's kind of that the reality is very fractal in that way. Anyway, the movements of the Wetiko of the mind virus, if there wasn't somebody to be able to transmute them, then it would just take everyone over. I know I transmute that energy. Like, I can look at it without turning to a stone or something. I can look at the movements of the mind parasite without dying. Just like, so it's a tool for me now. So like somebody could look at Medusa and not die. Well then, Medusa's, that's her power. That's like her major power. So the person that looked at her and didn't die, now he's either a friend or an enemy, or just some sort of competition. Finally got myself headed in the correct direction on the major arteries. See? They even call them arteries. I'm on a street. I'm not a blood vessel. Anyway. I just imagine, you know, like, we're a slowed down version of like a complex computer chip being made for some giant, you know, cosmic super system. And like the people zooming back and forth on the streets are literally like the electrons, you know, or the electrons. Words are weird. So the holidays are over. I hope everybody survived those ones and maybe got some decent connections with your loved ones. And yep. Oh, if any of my snails are listening to this, we need to have our meeting like at 10 or 9:30 perhaps on Sunday instead of 11. I'll make an update about it, but I know some of you listen to these as well, so because I have to like hunt you down individually because you don't like sticking all in the same place, maybe I'll hit a few of you earlier, so I'll reduce my workload. So happy Ring of Fire Day, I guess. I think that was supposed to be yesterday, but look it, see, like the world didn't end, it's still here, same old nonsense, people just moving around and stuff. Daniel thought the world was gonna end. Okay, take care. Bye.